On our epic Colorado trip of 2020, my wife, a group of friends, and I returned to Black Bear Pass to see if the trail lived up to its infamous reputation. This trail begins its ascent from the top of Red Mountain Pass at 11,000 feet. It eventually tops out at around 13,000 feet with some dramatic views of alpine tundra and high mountain lakes that eventually lead down to a series of switchbacks and downtown Telluride, Colorado. At this point in the journey, we started talking about some of the responses we got when we asked locals about Black Bear. There's two typical responses. One is something like an old-timer that tells you how he did it in his Buick pulling a travel trailer. And the other response is something akin to, "Oh my gosh, don't go there, you must be out of your mind." But at this point, we were sort of being lulled by the beautiful views, the sweeping vistas in all directions, the alpine lakes, the tundra. We even saw a gigantic herd of sheep and two very adept sheepdogs, I believe they were border collies, doing their thing. I could have stayed and watched that all afternoon, and unfortunately forgot to turn on the GoPro at that moment. After a short break at the summit, we started down and encountered our first minor switchbacks and some snow along the way. At this point, there was nothing that we encountered that a stock Subaru or a Kia Telluride, pun intended, couldn't do with ease. Once you get down a little farther, you'll see why there are signs everywhere that say expert drivers with well-equipped short wheelbase high clearance vehicles only. But to this point, easy going. So what's the big deal? Well, here it comes. And the fact is that there's no way to effectively show how utterly frightening this trail is on video. That isn't to say that it's technically difficult, because quite frankly it's not. This trail is 100% psychological with some minor exceptions, and it will take your temperature if you've never been on it before. However, after the first few switchbacks, you'll get comfortable and enjoy the ride. There's Telluride, but where's the trail? There it is. Yikes. Okay, let's get past the stair steps and get started down. The weird squealing sound that you hear is the JL's hill descent control. I was trying it out on this section. It actually works really well, but it's sort of annoying because it makes so much noise. This is a good opportunity to introduce the rest of the team. The white 2018 JL Unlimited Rubicon in front is Toby and Shannon, and behind them in the blue 97 TJ is Mark and Mona, along with their daughter Megan, and in Ginger, the red JLU with the GoPro on the hood, Jim, and my wife Lori is riding shotgun and telling me all about the history of this area, because she's actually from Durango, Colorado, and ran this trail for her first time when she was in her early 20s in a bone stock YJ. And when I asked her if she drove it, she said, "Of course I did." Okay, this is actually the scariest part of the trail for me psychologically. You go through this little creek here with the beautiful waterfall up to the left that you saw in the GoPro footage. And then just up ahead, there is a rock that with your wet tires, you slide about 6 inches towards the cliff sideways, and it feels very unnerving. There's absolutely no danger, but it certainly feels spooky. Ugh. Okay, hold the phone. So, you idiots aren't using a spotter on the switchbacks on the infamous Black Bear Pass? No, we're not. And if you feel more comfortable using a spotter, by all means do that. But I think that I could be a little bit bold in saying that if you feel like you really need a spotter on switchbacks, it's probably time for you to get some practice behind the wheel so you feel more comfortable. If it's just an extra safety precaution, that's fine. But if it's truly because you're not skilled enough to know where your tires are at all times, you really need to get some practice behind the wheel. Tow hook. Well, that's the worst of it. A couple of more switchbacks till you get to the top of Bridalveil Falls, where the road becomes two ways. And then there's about, 8,000 or 9,000 more wide switchbacks to get to the bottom. You have to contend with a lot of hikers and varying levels of vehicles. You start out with some other Jeeps and SUVs, and then you start getting into your Suburbans and your Subarus, and then finally at the bottom, all the guys with the Priuses are down there. Then into Telluride, and then up on the gondola if you want to. There's a free gondola there that takes you to Mountain Village. It's a great places to eat up there. Telluride is really swanky, so make sure you bring your wallet and enjoy the ride. Thank you for following along. If you like this video, hit the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you like this. I put content up somewhat regularly. It's going to be more regularly in the future, but if you like what I'm doing, please give me the nod. Thanks so much, and I really do appreciate your time, and we'll see you on the trail.